6 months ago, I quit my job to do YouTube full time. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about what's happened since my last update, including my channel growth, the lessons that I've learned, some of the challenges that I faced, what I've earned from YouTube, and also what I have planned for the future. And as per usual in these kind of videos, I've got my notes so I stay on track. And if you haven't seen the previous videos that are linked to this one, then I will put them in the description box. So what's happened in the last 3 months? Well, things didn't really go to plan. After the success of my first 3 months, I felt so motivated and optimistic about this brand new career in YouTube. And before deciding to quit my job, I had some work booked in for the summer, which was completely separate to making YouTube videos. And these things included workshops, events, speaking engagements and festivals, all things that I really enjoy. The first bit of work was at an awesome festival where I hosted workshops helping people unleash their goals and dreams in life. I was away from home working with my best mate for 6 days, staying in a lush bell tent in the countryside. Dream. And then I went to one of my favourite festivals of all time, which is Camp Wildfire. And I love it there so much, but I will admit, on this occasion, I just couldn't wait to get back home and make videos. Anyway, I had a great time there, returned home, eager to get back to work, and then I developed the virus. I was in bed for 2 weeks. Then once I was better, I had some online speaking engagements booked and a workshop. And in amongst all of this, some things had happened in my personal life that I had to deal with. Combine all this together and that meant I wasn't able to produce as many videos as I wanted to, and that just left me feeling frustrated, sad, just exactly the way that I was feeling before when I couldn't make my YouTube videos. But all this stuff had been booked in before I quit my job, so it didn't really feel sensible for me to be feeling like that. But despite all of these things happening and me feeling the way that I was, it was kind of a good thing that it did happen, and I will talk about that in a minute. Next, we'll talk about my channel growth. When I first quit my job in April, I had 889 subscribers. And then in July, on my 3-month anniversary, I had 17,674 subscribers, which was just the best. Like, I never expected that. And now 3 months on from then, I'm at over 36,000 subscribers, which again, I just can't believe. And I honestly didn't think that my channel would grow that quickly. In fact, I found some goals that I'd written down last year, and at the end of 2021, I'd hoped for 5,000 subscribers, and that was me going big. So after 6 months of doing this, it's starting to feel like a proper job where I show up each working day, I put in the work. It's actually getting easier, thank goodness, albeit it still takes me such a long time. So what have I learned and what have been some of the challenges? I did talk about this briefly in my previous video, but I don't think it had actually properly sunk in, and I don't think that I'd identified it. And that was the culture shock of starting a new career. I'd been in my last job as a social media manager for over 6 years, and it just became second nature to me. And when quitting that job, the exhilaration and the excitement of starting this brand new career in YouTube, like I just felt as though I was in a bubble for several weeks. And it was only after about 12 to 14 weeks that my body and my brain actually caught up with the reality of this new environment, this new culture, this new way of working. I actually went through some weird transitional stage where I just felt a bit odd, and I can't really find the word, which I suppose is why I'm using the phrase culture shock. One day I was posting on social media on behalf of a sports event, and then the next day I was putting my face on video and then posting that video on the internet. It was just all a bit weird. Over the last few months, I've realised how tricky it can be to stick to our true goal or our one thing. And by one thing, I mean the one thing that we do each and every day that moves us closer to our ultimate goal. So for me, that's making videos. Maybe some people can relate. It can be really hard to not self-sabotage that thing that we want to do or that success that we've achieved by doing and committing to other projects. And I have mentioned it in some of my past videos that I've made myself busy doing other stuff, so it gives me an excuse to not do the things that I really wanted to do, the things that scared me, like starting this channel. So that busy summer period that I mentioned earlier, where I was doing the workshops, the speaking, the festivals, it was all stuff that I really liked. It paid well, but was it me finding excuses to not do that one thing of turning up and doing videos? Because they do still absolutely terrify me. So over the last few weeks, I've started to say no to almost everything. And that sounds really brutal, but I just don't want to experience that frustration that I had during the summer when I wasn't creating the videos. And the frustration that I had, I now realise I had it for 8 years in the build up to me trying to get the courage and the confidence to start this channel. I said in my original video when I quit my job that I'm going to give this my all, and what I don't want to happen is for me to be old and look back on my life and think that I haven't given it my best try. I need to give it a year. I need to know that I've given it my best shot, and so that is what I'm going to do. Over the last 3 months, I've learned some new editing skills, and I'll admit they weren't great, but I hope that you guys enjoyed them. It's nice to keep adding tools to my toolbox. I must admit, I was hoping that the video production process would have got quicker by now with me having made more videos, but that's certainly not the case. What I have come to accept is that it takes me 7 to 10 working days to produce a video, and I no longer put pressure on getting that video out as quick as possible. It's just done when it's done. And then the final lesson, I mentioned it before and I'll mention it again, it's the YouTube comments. That's all part of this culture shock that I speak about. I've just come to realise that there are some people who are in bad moods or just generally miserable with life who like to post some not so nice comments. I've become acclimatised to that pretty quickly, which I'm pretty pleased about. Next, we'll head into the juicy bit that everyone loves. It's what I've earned from YouTube. I'll recover my earnings from the previous video so it puts this all into perspective. And if you're unfamiliar with how YouTube generates an income, it comes from the adverts that I place at the start, end and put in the middle of a YouTube video. When I first started, it took a few weeks for me to earn money, and my first payment in May was £39.10. And then the June payment shot up quite quickly. It went to £2,042.65, and that increase was big because one of my videos got picked up by the YouTube algorithm and distributed quite far. My July earnings were £2,951.12, and this was a different amount to I showed in my previous video because that was only 24 days into the month at that time. As you can imagine, when I had almost £3,000 put into my bank account, I was pretty happy. August earned me £3,814.55. These figures that I'm giving you are blowing my socks off. Like, I just can't believe it. And then I just received my September payment today, which is pretty cool. And I earned £3,541.61. These figures are a result from my fasting video doing well, and then also my press up video is doing well as well. And then just recently my views have dropped, and also the number of videos that I've posted have dropped because of what I explained before. So I expect that the next month or so is going to be about 2,100. And I'm pleased with that figure because that's more than I was earning from my previous job. That figure then gives me a sustainable income. I forgot to tell you as well that I did get an offer for a sponsored video the other day, which was really cool, but unfortunately the timing didn't quite work out, so I had to turn it down. I would say that I would like to get a sponsored video before my 12-month update, but I'm also earning enough from ad revenue at the minute, so we'll just see how that goes. While I'm on the subject of monthly earnings, I almost didn't put this bit in the video, but it's something that I really want to share. So when I tell some of my friends my monthly earnings, they say,
"Blimey, I wish I could earn that from just a few videos."
And I know they probably don't mean it. A comment like that, it kind of annoys me a little bit because I don't think some people realise how much time and energy goes into doing something like this. And especially for me, this wasn't something that happened overnight. I've spent the last 5 or 6 years trying to learn how to do video. And also, everyone is welcome to start a YouTube channel and to start earning money if they want. This platform is free. I think I should just leave it there actually. And of course I want the channel to keep growing, and it would be lovely for my monthly income to remain the same or increase, but I don't want to become obsessed purely on numbers and income and subscriber rate, because I have made that mistake of wishing for more in the past and I've got myself in a right pickle. All I want to do is just make videos. I'm still living with my mum. I'm still making videos in the spare room, which I really love. It gives me financial stability here. It's warm, comfortable and cosy. I've got this beautiful garden. We've got a lot of fun, and Mama T is extremely supportive of what I do. And I do get questions about if I'm going to stay living here. My goal is to get my own house. It's something that I've dreamed of for so long, and perhaps I'll share more of my house goals in my 12-month update video. What I say to myself a lot is, imagine if things stayed the same with regards to subscribers, income, living with my mum. Would I be happy? And the answer is yes. To finish off, what do I have planned for the next 6 months? I still have a video list longer than I can keep up with, but the most exciting thing is, a few weeks ago I visited a local college to see if there were any students that want to join me to help me film and edit my videos. I'm most excited about this because it's taken me such a long time to make one video. It's just going to make that process a lot quicker, and also it'll be so great to have someone to bounce ideas off. I'm going to carry on making videos about challenges and adventures that I do, and I have got some really good ones lined up. And there's some product reviews that I want to do, like the Aura Ring, and I just bought this the other day. These Aftershocks headphones, they play the music on the outside of your ear. Weird. And there's some other things that I want to try, which I'll do in the next few weeks. And if you guys have got any suggestions on a video, then please let me know in the comments box. So that's it for this update, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone who's messaged, commented and emailed recently. Your words are so kind and so supportive, and it just fills my heart and just keeps me motivated on my one thing. My next video update will be in April 2022 to celebrate 12 months of doing YouTube full time. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you at the next one. Got some other good news. Remember the neighbour's cat that tried to jump in the wheelie bin ice bath? This is Charlie. Charlie's always around. Now he's ours. I look forward to introducing you to Charlie in another video.